Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Mandi Grace. Welcome to vlog 20 of the Dystopian rewrites, which is 60, let me check my notes, 63 of the rewrites adventure of the last 2 years. We are still roughly around 60,000 words in Cindy's book because I didn't write a whole last week, so there really hasn't been movement forward there. Yes, I was doing other things. Like I had a professional development class that I was taking online for my preschool job, and like various other things were taking my brain power. So it's not like entirely shocking that I wasn't creative last week. I had a lot of things going on, and I can't do it all. So it wasn't like I was choosing not to write when I could have been. It was more just like I just couldn't write last week. We're doing better this week already. I got up for the 6 o'clock prickle. Kind of. I got on earlier, 30 minutes-ish earlier than the official. It's actually the 7 a.m. prickle because we do everything in Eastern time, but I'm in Central, so it was 6 a.m. for me. But I got on at like 5:30 in the morning when just a couple hedgies were writing because I actually have to leave my house at 6:30, which is smack dab in the middle of the 7 o'clock prickle. So instead of like doing the getting on at 6, right, doing the chit chat for the first 10 minutes or whatever.
I get a towel.
What?
We had the poop explosion, and then we had lunch, and then we had baking cookies, and now we're having TV time, and I'm hiding in the kids' bedroom so you don't hear the TV in the back of the thing. Yes, so I don't know what I was saying. We're gonna start over. Basically, I got up at 5 o'clock to be on, by 5:30, be working and busy, right? And then at 6 o'clock, get interrupted at the top of the hour for the official prickle time. And there's a little bit of chit-chat, whatever, and then write until I have to leave for work. So, get up at 5 so that I can get completely ready for work by the time I sit down at 5:30 to be productive. So then at 6:30, when I have to leave now, I can just leave, and I don't have to try to gather things up or whatever, because they're already gathered. So that is what happened today. That was my plan last week. I did not get up a single time last week, but that was the plan. And today we managed it, so hurrah for Monday. Yeah. Two things behind my reasoning there. Well, a lot of things. Whatever. Basically, I can't do my afternoon writings 3 p.m. situation, which is actually 2 for me, that I have been doing. I've been hosting this year. Previously, last year, the year before, that was just like an hour that I was getting on, and other people were hosting, but like that was my writing time. Can't really do it anymore because the little man has physical therapy 2 days a week at that time. And then also now that I'm starting preschool job, it's going to bleed into that time somewhat. I'm not sure when exactly I'll be like getting home from situation. Because last school year, picking up kids from preschool, coming home, it was a rush for me to get on in order to host. So that was just me driving to pick up kids driving home, and not like me being at the preschool having to stay longer to like clean up and do my job and then come home. It'll be even later. So I just don't think I'll be able to do the 3 p.m. is what I think. I just don't think it's gonna happen. So I'm having to adjust when I can write. Ideally the evening, because I am a night owl, but because of my work, I have to get up in the mornings, and I can't burn the candle at both ends. I will die. So, because I can't do what my body would naturally want to do, early mornings felt like the thing to do. Except last week I didn't get up a single time. So last week, on Friday's accountability in the Hedgie house, I was like, so on paper this looked great, but clearly I can't actually do it, so I'm going to have to like rethink everything. And then this morning I just woke up and was awake, and I was like, maybe I don't have to rethink everything. I don't know. So I'm going to be watching my nightly routine and like when I go to bed so that I get enough rest so that I do wake up at 5 and be like, yeah, I could wake up, that's fine. Like I did this morning. Oh, I know what I was saying earlier. So to avoid the like, no, not, what am I trying to say? To capitalize on the most productive time in the morning before I leave for work. I don't want to wait until the official Prickle starts at 7 o'clock, which is 6 my time, because they'll be chatting and then a tiny bit of work, and then I have to leave halfway through, so I might only get like 10 to 15 minutes of productivity in there, depending how long the chat is. So, getting on before the official Prickle starts, when like a couple of hedgies are just writing anyway, because they do, that way I get 30-ish minutes of productive time, and then there's the chat, and then I get another 10 to 15. It worked well this morning. Hopefully that continues. Yeah. I think that's what I was ranting about when the whole, like, poop explosion happened. Yeah. So we're writing Cindy. This morning what I did at that ungodly hour that I was awake and working was, I transferred my, outline for Cindy's book that hadn't transferred. When I transferred the entire story Bible, over the summer, I somehow left behind a single outline among all the chaos. So I transferred it into the actual story Bible notebook that I'm working off of now, so that I can write. Because the second half of Cindy's story is not going to go exactly how it went in the original book. In the original book, she kind of wandered around, mostly pointlessly, and then Hope did all the work. And then the climax was Cassie, because Cassie's story was more interesting. And she was dealing with, like human experimentation and torture and things, and it was exciting. So that was the climax of the book. But because it's Cindy's book, and we've been following Cindy's story and her growth, it's actually, kind of important for Cindy to have a climax of some kind. So, rewriting some things, also making her more involved in the looking for the cures and things to combat the serums and memory wipes and human experimentation stuff that old Grandpa's doing. Yeah, having her more involved in the building of the rebellion and their resources to fight back. Yeah. What I need to do is like redo the last half of the outline to morph it into Cindy, which is what I was going to do this morning, but then I realized that I didn't even have the outline, so I had to like move the outline over, and then I had to come to work, so I haven't really gotten around to like actually diving into Cindy's new second half of the outline, but that's a goal for this week. And then while that's happening, also writing, but the writing is difficult when I don't necessarily know the direction that I want to change it from where it is now. Because I've gotten to the point in the story where it's changing. Like, she's with everybody, and now she either goes to wander aimlessly like she did in the original book, or she does whatever it is that I'm going to make her do. And I don't know what it is that I'm going to make her do, so I need to figure this part out. But I am a discovery writer, so part of me is like, I could keep writing while I'm working on the outline, and like see where it takes me. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Hopefully doing some measure of writing every day. I also have a lot of reading to do. So in the Hedgie House, for anyone who doesn't know, because this is a new vlog, and maybe you're new here, my writing group has a hedgehog theme. So when I talk about the Hedgie House, I'm talking about my writing group, and then also if I talk about prickles, which I have been a lot this morning, if I talk about prickles, because we have a hedgehog theme, a gathering of hedgies is called a prickle, and so when we gather together to write on Zoom, we call it a prickle, because we're cute like that. So, I don't know what I was saying before I decided to explain all that. Yeah, I think I had something I was going to say, but I don't know what it was. Oh yeah, writing. Okay, yeah. So, in the Hedgie House, I have a book club, which I don't always do, but I'm doing this time. So, reading that for that, I actually read that yesterday, and then this morning I did the 2 chapters for Saturday on top of it. So, that's great. But I have the, like, book that I promised a review for it that I need to read that I have not read. I'm a terrible human being. And then I have my BFF's work, and then I have a new BFF as well that I'm starting a BFF relationship with. Those are critique partners, by the way, in case that was confusing. And yeah, so my new critique partner I'm going to be going through the fantasy books with. You know those books I was writing once upon a time? Yeah, she's gonna go through my King Arthur stuff, so I'm going to, like, polish chapter 1 or something, in the next few days, and send that to her. Yeah. Other reading things. Let's see, I have the critique partner thing to read. I have... thoughts. I don't know what my thoughts are. I don't have my list with me. I also have to write a newsletter because it goes out tomorrow, so I should probably do that today. What are the other things I have to read? There's like 5 things. Okay, so the book that I have to review, the Burnout book, that's the book club. Ellie's book. Oh, I never finished the professional development book. Yeah, whatever. From, like, May or something. I didn't do them over the summer, you guys. I used to read a book a month, and then I stopped. But I never finished whatever that book was, No Perfect Kids, back in, I think, May. So that is on my reading list. And then the last one is to actually pick a book for August and get back into the monthly reading thing. Yeah. So I have a lot of reading to do. I have a newsletter. Technically, I already worked on Cindy today, so I don't necessarily have to do it again today, but we'll continue throughout this week. Yeah, I think that sums up today. Hi, Tuesday's update. Is the week over? We did not wake up as gung-ho today as we did yesterday. Did not get up to right at 5:30 in the morning. I rolled out of bed at 6 o'clock, basically in time to roll down the stairs and into my car and go to work. It's going well. It's going well. I did just write my newsletter on the day that it was supposed to go out. It's going out now. Super on top of it. Was 6 minutes late to the prickle that I host in my writing community because I was cleaning up children chaos, and then I was late. There's also been a lot of screaming. They were playing some kind of game where they were going from the bedroom at the very back of the house through the living room and the kitchen and the dining room and out the back door into the yard, and then back again, and then out, and then back again. Not in super quick succession, like they'd run and spend like 60 seconds back there, and then they'd run back, and then spend like 60 seconds outside, and then they'd run back. And the entire time they were running, mind you, the entire time they were running, they were screaming at the top of their lungs. Why? I don't know. I think they were playing tag, which involved a lot of screaming, and both the indoors and the outdoors. And this was during the prickle that I was late to because I had to clean up a previous mess from the... It's just been a day, you guys. It's been a day. I told the gals on the prickle about the screaming adventure back and forth, and I was like, I think they're fine. None of them have come crying to me, so I'm going to say that they're fine. But the work environment is hostile over here. Anyway, I'm ready for a nap. I haven't actually written in Cindy's book today or done anything else productive. Literally the only thing I've done is I have come to the nanny job and I wrote my newsletter, which actually was great. It was a very long I don't know that the newsletter was great. Getting it done was great. It was a very long newsletter, and I'm very glad that I did it.
Sorry, I just saw I had a tag in the Slack of my writing community, and it's literally Anya being like, high five to Amanda Grace for getting out her newsletter at the same time I got ours out. That's really funny. I went to check this is cracking me up. I just did the newsletter, right? And I went to check my email to see if the email had gone through. But instead, when I refreshed, Anya's email came through. So I did actually know this had happened, but I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, yeah, I got a Cooling Cup newsletter. That happens. That's normal. But that's really funny. I think that's my update for the day. That was actually really funny, and I just got a little, don't ask me which chemical, but a little happiness chemical just went off, and I'm feeling a little better. In spite of the screaming. They've gone over to the neighbor's house and maybe are screaming over there now. My favorite part of the email that I just sent to my subscribers is the very end of it. Well, this is a delightfully long email full of my existential dread. You're welcome. Don't worry, we're thriving. One day at a time. Next month I'll be checking back in with news on the routine I've worked out in order to both not burn out and yet also be productive. It will likely involve taking things off my plate, or at least shuffling them around. We'll see. Now the best part. If you read all the way to the bottom of this email, have a cookie. I don't know why I think that's so funny. I am tired of slap happy and I should turn the camera off. Wait, I had to turn the camera back on because I'm getting email responses about the cookie. One person said, thank you for the existential dread and the cookie. And another person in all caps, yes, cookie! Oh gosh, I need a nap, ladies and gentlemen. I need a nap. Have probably like another hour of work, and then I'm hosting a Bible study in a jail tonight. It's gonna go really well. Woof! I'm fine, we're fine. Slap happy but fine.
Wednesday's update. Yes, I am hiding in the laundry room. I did get up this morning at 5:30 for the be productive, heads down, and then prickle chat when prickle starts, and then be productive again before I go to work situation. Except I didn't write because I started my day with devotions this morning. So during the heads down portion I was reading my Bible. And then the chat started, and it was a full house. So the chat went basically until I had to leave for work. It was fun to be there and kind of cup filling to just hang out with everybody, but also did not get writing done. So that still has to happen today. But I don't know, I feel kind of good just waking up early and starting my day off that way. So even though I didn't write, I already feel like today has been productive.
Hi, back to the laundry room. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon now, but wanted a quick update. I hosted my prickle. I was on time, you guys, and made it there and wasn't kicked off, and it was good. Anyway, which is only marvelous in any way if you have been keeping up with the chaos of my hosting journey this summer. But anyway, 713 words written, which is spectacular. It's not up to my old average, and by old I mean 3 months ago, because that's how time works when you're writing. Anyway, it's not up to my old average, but it's a solid jump from the 300 words I've been writing with my dead brain in August, so I'm super satisfied with that. I also started listening to, I remembered, thanks to one of the hedgies say that they were listening to their playlist, and they told me about it specifically because it had Taylor Swift on it, and I'm obsessed. So that made me smile, but then I was like, wait a second, I used to listen to a song when I wrote this originally, back in the day when I was 19, 20, so I pulled up that song and re-listened to it, and then had it on loop while I was writing today, which might have helped with the 713 words. Yeah, and then I wrote down the words in the verses that specifically speaks to each sister in the Finding Hope trilogy, and I love it, and I'm so glad I remembered that. Hi, editing Mandi checking in because I edited the clips together and realized we ended very abruptly on Wednesday. It's now Monday, so I don't remember exactly how life went after that, but I did get on another 5:30 a.m. productive situation, and I did
I think I did some more writing. I ended the week fairly satisfied with both waking up for the 5:30 stuff and then also getting some words written, which I hadn't before being like the week before. Yeah, so it was really good overall. I don't know why I didn't film the end of the week.